Hi everybody, my name is Nicholas. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In today's video, it's essentially going to be a similar concept to what I did yesterday. The response for it was very well, so I appreciate that very much. And I think that this can actually be a series whereby I would give you some opinions and some of my personal experience in terms of a laptop that I've used, a certain brand, a certain model, so I can give you on several advice on whichever you should purchase. So if you haven't checked out yesterday's video, it's regarding the HP Envy 13 series. So if you're interested in that brand, in that model, be sure to take a look at the video. So it'll be linked in the description box below. Okay, so on to today's video. It's going to be the Microsoft Surface laptop. And I've covered, I think, about 2 to 3 videos regarding the Microsoft Surface lineup. If you would like to check that out as well, there's a full review and also several things I like and dislike about it. Links are also in the description box below. So the laptop that I've used in the past was the 2nd generation Microsoft Surface laptop lineup. And I know recently, just a few months back, they have already released the generation 3 of the laptop lineup. And in terms of visual, how the laptop looks, in terms of the I/O ports, display, everything is similar. So they have 2 different variants, the 13-inch and the 15-inch. But this time around, they have different chipsets. So in the past, we only get Intel. Now we have an Intel variant and a Ryzen variant. And like always, in generation 3, you get the Alcantara keyboard, but there's also an aluminium build this time around. So actually that looks really good. In my opinion, I would have much preferred the aluminium build as compared to Alcantara because personal experience, Alcantara is very difficult to take care of. You really need to be someone that is very delicate and very careful in terms of whatever that you do with the laptop. Because for me, I realize when I type, when I do certain stuff, there used to be sweat at my palm area. So yeah, it's super disgusting when it comes in contact to the Alcantara. So you really have to clean it on a daily basis if you want it to look or maintain it to a certain extent. So both variant, the 2nd and 3rd generation, starts at 128 gigabytes of storage. Microsoft, this is not enough for a daily user. If you're going to charge your customers so much, you might as well throw in the 256 gigabytes of storage as your base model. People like Apple and other brands have started, basing their models off starting at 256 gigs of storage. 128 is just not enough. And also another thing is the difference in chipsets. So the generation 2 uses 8th generation of the Intel chip, and on the 3rd generation, I suppose it is the 10th gen. So you might be thinking, what is the main difference or the major difference between the laptop 2 and 3, considering that in terms of visual, build quality and everything is very similar. I mean, I would say almost the same chassis, except for the chipset. So as a consumer, I feel like this is something where you should really consider. So right now, obviously the laptop 2 would definitely be cheaper compared to laptop 3 because it's the younger brother, right? The new and improved. But something you should really consider is that if you're going to buy something so expensive, it's considered a premium product, you might as well think long term. And if you think long term, reliability comes in. If your Surface Laptop 2 fails, there's really nothing much you can do about it. If your warranty runs out, that's even worse. Whereas for the laptop 3, it's still savable. The reason I say savable is because I owned the Surface Laptop 2 and I was really unfortunate, super unlucky. I used the device for about, I would say 6 to 8 months in, and my hard drive, my SSD, started failing on me. So every time when I would be doing work, I would say a good maybe 2 hours, you don't know when the hard drive will fail. So I could be doing work halfway and boom, the computer goes into blue screen. It's not your natural blue screen whereby your computer fails and you can restart. It is not that. It crashes into a point where you have to retrieve a certain code through your Microsoft account, and it's not something where you can just restart. So for me, that has happened multiple times to a point where I thought it was super annoying, and I feel like, okay, I really have to do something about this. So I went online and searched about, how do I repair something like this. And for the 2nd generation Surface Laptop 2, the only way you can fix such a problem is to send it back to Microsoft. Because if you realize, there are no screws on the laptop itself. So the only way to replace parts is to take out, or I might even say, is to destroy the Alcantara keyboard and actually access the parts that are in the computer itself. Whereas for the laptop 3, it is not that bad. So they have made a couple of improvements. In the laptop 2, they used glue to stick the cover on. So your keyboard is actually glued onto the motherboard and all of the components. Whereas in the 3rd generation, they used magnets. So obviously, if you're using magnets, it's a much cleaner, much easier approach to enter and fix up whatever that needs fixing. So obviously, I would think that this is a very important thing to consider if you are planning on getting the laptop 2. But if you have the extra cash, hey, might as well just once and for all get the laptop 3. So in terms of my experience, I have sent the laptop back to Microsoft twice. So yeah, I mean, luckily I was still in the warranty phase. As soon as I received my the second time that I received my laptop, a month later the warranty expired. So from then on, there's really nothing much I can do about it if the laptop does fail. So I'm pretty sure they do not fix up your laptop. Instead, they give you a replacement unit, because for mine, the serial number was different the second and the third time that I received the laptop. So I mean, definitely on their part, they do not remove the keyboard as well. I don't know what they would do, but yeah, they just replace with I would think replace you with either an entirely new unit or someone's used product that they have fixed up. But the condition that I received so far was pretty cool. It is as if it's brand new. So first time when I sent it back was the hard drive failure, and unfortunately this is also quite common on the Surface Laptop 2. If you just Google, there are a lot of forums, people asking for help. And yeah, I mean, it's quite a pity because if you're paying this much for a laptop, and hey, you shouldn't expect this kind of thing to happen. And for me, it's not even a year in and there's already hard drive failure. What? The whole process for me took about a week, so 5 business days for them to send a new replacement unit to me. So second of all, what happened was the front part of the keyboard, so that has gotten loose for some reason. And I know if you have one right now, you can have a feel. If you touch at the FN keys above the row, see if it's actually intact. It's supposed to be, but mine, when I press it down, it's alright. But like I would say maybe an hour or later, it will pop up. So something is loose in that region. So same thing, I contacted Microsoft once again, sent it back to them, and it took a week as well for me to receive a brand new laptop. So that wasn't very pleasant. I mean, it's not even a year. I haven't used the laptop for not even a year, and I already have to send the laptop back twice. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy using the laptop a lot. Like one of my favorite features would definitely be Windows Hello. I still miss that feature to this day. Using a MacBook. It's just not as fast as the Microsoft. I like how whenever you flip open the lid and it straight away reads your face and enter as it is. But same thing, going back to my principle, if a laptop, no matter how good it is, no matter whatever gimmicks it has, if it doesn't perform perfectly as the core values of a laptop, if they cannot even get that right, what good of a laptop it is. So the failing hard drive was giving me a lot of issues, a lot of problems. I couldn't deal with it anymore, so I had to bid farewell. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. I mean, hopefully you got to pick up 1 or 2 different things if you do ever plan to purchase the Microsoft Surface laptop lineup. I mean, these are some of my personal experiences. Hopefully yours is much better. And these are just several things that, people might not share with you if you're planning to purchase, a certain brand or model of a laptop. So if you do enjoy today's series, you can always let me know by, giving me a thumbs up, so I know that I can continue with this kind of, conversation. Alright, so maybe the next one I would talk about Asus. yeah, some pretty bad experiences, but I would like to share them with you guys. So that would be the end of today's video. Do let me know what you think. Leave me a comment in the comment section box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Nicholas. I will see you guys in the next one.